Strategy Management Series. Video number 81, Strategy Formulation. Step 7. Strategy Evaluation, Winning Aspiration and Where to Play. Welcome back to the Ready MBA series on strategy management. In our previous videos we have been discussing strategy evaluation, the seventh step of the strategy formulation process. This step involves detailing and assessing potential strategies for their impact, benefits, costs, and required resources. In order to evaluate strategies, the planning team needs to be able to properly articulate them, answering fundamental queries such as, what will be done? Why is it necessary? Which goals or objectives are targeted? Where will the strategy be executed? Who will be involved? When is the time frame? And how will the strategy be implemented? In our last episode we introduced the Strategy Choice Cascade Framework, described by A.G. Lafley and Roger L. Martin in their book Playing to Win, which can be used to answer all these questions. It consists of 5 sequential decisions designed to be taken in a logical sequence, guiding the development of a cohesive and impactful strategy. These questions encompass different facets of a business, aiding planners in better defining their strategies and making decisions that harmonize with overarching goals. In this video we will focus on the first 2 steps of the framework: what is our winning aspiration, and where will we play? Upon completion of the strategy selection step, the planning team has a list of the strategies to be evaluated. All of them should have at least the what component developed, meaning what will be done. The why and which goals may or may not have been properly developed, so the first step of the framework focuses on articulating these dimensions. What is our winning aspiration? Delves into the core essence of the strategy being developed, its ultimate ambition. It prompts strategists to define ambitious targets, goals, and desired outcomes that the strategy aims to achieve, a yardstick for success. Essentially, it encourages the planning team to articulate the specific achievements they envision for the strategy. These aspirations serve as guiding beacons, embodying statements about the desired future state that remain unwavering over time. The concept of a successful winning aspiration is closely aligned with 2 of the 3 core factors outlined by Richard Rumelt in his book, Good Strategy, Bad Strategy, Diagnosis and Guiding Policy. A winning aspiration for a strategy should encapsulate the diagnosis, which pertains to the clear understanding of why the strategy is necessary. This involves a focused recognition of the challenges and obstacles that need addressing. It goes beyond mere description, offering a simplified yet insightful analysis of the core problems at hand. Moreover, the winning aspiration should articulate the guiding policy of the strategy, serving as the overarching principle that steers actions and facilitates decision-making amidst complexities. Rather than just a goal, the guiding policy provides a specific direction or approach that aligns with the diagnosis, offering a framework for strategic decision-making. When designing strategies, it's crucial to play to win rather than merely playing to compete. This means crafting aspirations that are not just about outdoing competitors but are deeply meaningful and powerful to both employees and consumers. Rather than starting with products, begin with understanding the needs and desires of consumers, shaping aspirations around how the organization can truly add value to their lives. Additionally, winning aspirations should extend beyond external competition to encompass internal functions and outward-facing brands or business lines. By setting clear aspirations for each aspect of the organization, alignment and focus are maintained throughout the strategy execution process. Ultimately, the winning aspiration defines the purpose of the strategy, its guiding principles, and the overarching goals in strategic terms. The second question of the Strategy Choice Cascade Framework, where will we play, centers around identifying the battleground where the company can achieve its aspirations. This involves making strategic choices that narrow down the competitive landscape, focusing on customer segments, markets, geographies, distribution channels, and stages of industry involvement where the company will compete. Recognizing that trying to cater to all needs is a recipe for failure, This question requires a thorough analysis of the external environment to pinpoint the most promising opportunities. Deep consumer understanding lies at the core of strategic decision-making. Effective strategies are rooted in a thorough understanding of consumer needs, preferences, and behaviors. To achieve this, strategists must ask fundamental questions. Who is the consumer? Identifying the target audience and segmenting them based on demographics, psychographics, and behavioral attributes. What is the job to be done? Understanding the functional, emotional, and social needs that consumers seek to fulfill through products or services. Why do consumers choose what they do, relative to the job to be done? Analyzing the underlying motivations, pain points, and decision-making factors that influence consumer choices. Once the consumer needs are identified, strategists analyze the attractiveness of the industry through a thorough industry analysis. This involves assessing market size, growth potential, competitive dynamics, regulatory factors, and other market forces that may impact the company's ability to succeed in the industry. Based on the industry analysis and consumer insights, strategists can then decide on geographic coverage. This involves determining the specific territories and markets where the company intends to operate or expand its presence. The geographic coverage should align with the identified target segments and industry attractiveness, ensuring that the company focuses its resources on areas with the highest growth potential and competitive advantage. Next, companies must determine the types of products and services they will offer. This involves selecting product categories or service offerings that align with their capabilities and market opportunities. Furthermore, companies must decide on their distribution channels. This involves choosing the channels through which they will reach their customers, whether through direct sales, retail partnerships, e-commerce platforms, or other distribution channels. Finally, companies must consider their vertical stage of production. This entails determining where they will engage in the value chain, whether in manufacturing, distribution, retail, or other stages of production. It also involves deciding how broadly or narrowly they will participate in each stage of the value chain. Deep knowledge of customers' needs, industry, markets, products, and channels applies to all types of strategies, and not only growth, expansive strategies. Even when pursuing efficiency, restructuring, or retrenchment paths, companies need to make the right decisions and required trade-offs that will allow them to properly compete in their industries and best serve their customers. When crafting their strategies, companies, regardless of their size, face the imperative of making strategic decisions regarding where to compete and where not to. This process involves assessing various domains such as geography, product offerings, consumer segments, distribution channels, and vertical stages of production. While small businesses may face limitations in their where-to-play choices due to capacity and scale constraints, large companies are also tasked with making explicit decisions in each domain. These decisions are vital for strategically allocating resources, concentrating efforts on areas with the highest potential for growth and competitive advantage. Thoughtful consideration of each dimension is paramount, as their significance may vary depending on the company's context and objectives. For instance, startups might prioritize defining their product and service offerings, while established corporations may focus on gaining deep insights into consumer needs to refine their where-to-play choices. Ultimately, by making well-informed decisions about where to focus their efforts, companies can position themselves for long-term success and sustainable growth in their chosen markets. In the realm of strategic decision-making, there are several pitfalls that companies must be wary of, often presenting themselves as tempting shortcuts but ultimately leading to detrimental outcomes. One such temptation is the pitfall of failing to choose. This occurs when companies attempt to cater to all customer segments, believing that a broad approach will maximize their reach. However, this often results in underserving everyone, diluting the company's value proposition and leaving it vulnerable to competitors. Another common trap is the temptation to buy your way out of an unattractive game. When faced with challenges in their current market, some companies may resort to acquisitions as a quick fix. However, acquiring new businesses often adds complexity to an already fragmented strategy, making it harder to achieve success overall. Furthermore, accepting an existing choice as immutable can hinder a company's ability to adapt and thrive. While changing playing fields may seem daunting, it can also be transformative. Instead of dismissing entire industries as unattractive, companies should carefully consider potential shifts in customer preferences or market dynamics that could create new opportunities. It's crucial not to embark on a strategy without explicit, where-to-play choices. Without a clear direction, companies risk spreading themselves too thin and diluting their resources. Conversely, identifying strategic opportunities that allow for unexpected maneuvers can provide a competitive edge. Additionally, it's essential to avoid starting wars on multiple fronts simultaneously. Planning for competitors' reactions and focusing efforts on targeted initiatives can yield better results than spreading resources too thinly. Finally, companies must be honest about the allure of white spaces. While being the first mover into unoccupied territory may seem advantageous, it's essential to conduct thorough market research to ensure that the opportunity is genuine and not already occupied by hidden competitors. Deciding where not to play is as crucial as deciding where to play. By recognizing the limitations of resources, capabilities, and market opportunities, companies can avoid spreading themselves too thin and focus on areas where they have a competitive advantage. This involves assessing market attractiveness, competitive intensity, and alignment with the company's strategic objectives to make informed decisions about market entry or exit. And this concludes our episode about the first 2 steps in the Strategy Choice Cascade Framework. Thank you for joining us. We hope this video has helped elucidate how to better detail and articulate important elements of a strategy and its evaluation process. Please be sure to check our next episodes where we will detail elements of customer and industry analyses, as well as product decisions within the context of the where to play step. Until then, keep strategizing. See you soon.